I have received 2 really good questions from Flo, and it's about being in an abusive relationship. The first question is reflecting on what happens when 2 people come together, bond, but one psychologically abuses the other and makes them question reality. How much of that is real, and how much of the trauma is real? And the first thing I want to say is that it is real. Don't deny it. Congratulations, for realizing that you were in a position where you were abused, and for that you need compassion. You need compassion for what happened, for the experiences that you had, um, and to spiritual bypass it or gaslight yourself with saying, well, there's no why it didn't happen and all of that. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. It did happen. You were bruised. It was painful. And you need to create space for that. You need to have a lot of compassion towards that happening in your life. The other question you asked me is, I need to let go of the identity I held on to before experiencing narcissistic abuse. I'm not that naive person on the path to love anymore. I'm lost, but I will find myself again with time. But I'm impatient and hurt. And what I want to say is that yes, really, really deep hooks into an identification. I really, really get that. The first thing you need to do is to create space for the grief, for the mourning that is happening. It doesn't help you if you just divert your attention and saying that, no, I'm out of it. Thank God I'm out of it. Sorted, not an issue anymore. You need to create space for what happened, and in order to do that, you also need to look at the identification that was there, because that is part of it. When you say with you're no longer the person that is just looking for love, I mean, no, that's good. That's good. Looking for something to soothe you outside of yourself is never a good place to be. In you have all the love that you need, and now you have the opportunity. This happened, which put you in a position where you can only heal yourself with love and compassion, and you getting in contact with that love that you have towards yourself to break free from narcissistic abuse, to break out of a relationship like that, to pull yourself away. Completely relate, and I understand how difficult it must have been to be in the place where you know that, okay, I need the distance now. I just need a clean cut, completely the distance from everything, to put yourself in the place that you're in now. And when you then make contact with love in you, because you need that in order to heal, then, like I said to the others, ask yourself, can I be in a body that has this much pain, that has experienced this much sadness and fear, the constant grasping for this relationship to work, where part of you knew that it didn't and it wouldn't. And knowing that no matter what you thought that you could do to make it work, it never would. It never would. So for you to be where you're at now, make contact with that compassion and that love, and allow yourself to be sad and frustrated and miss and it's okay to feel all that. It's okay. What will help you when you're done with the grieving and you start to be on the other side of the emotions, and you start to see things clearly, is that you're gonna begin to see what identification you had that motivated you to that kind of relationship. And I'm not saying it's your fault. Please don't hear that. It's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that we have different motivations to do things. And it's important to look at that because it's part of our identification. You know, we buy a certain car because we identify with the person that drives a Tesla or 4x4. And that identification is part of what put you in the position. And that identification needs to be looked at. And it's safe to look at it, especially now where you're wiser. I mean, you're out of the relationship. You realize that it was narcissistic abuse. You realize that. And the thing I also just want to say, I have a friend that was in a relationship with a narcissist, and he keeps asking, what did I do wrong? How did I not see it? How you know? And I believed it, but I'm not like that. I keep justifying the hurt that he feels, and I understand that is kind of like colliding with sitting and talking about that there is no separate self. But it's not possible for you to look at the delusion of a separate self if there is something that needs your attention. And it's why I put a lot of emphasis in my work with the Fetter. I put a lot of emphasis on childhood trauma, on previous experiences, to create space for what is. So you really truly step into the position where there's no longer any assumptions or perception about anything. There's just the pure being. And that is what you need to bring awareness to, to really, really become aware of the hooks in the identification that was part of you in that relationship, and which part of you can unhook that, with love and compassion and unconditional acceptance to what is. Never try to change anything that is. It is as it is, and we need to create space for that. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to write to me. I want to thank everyone that are showing your appreciation of the Awakening curriculum by buying me a cup of tea and becoming members of the YouTube channel. I truly appreciate that gesture. It means so much to me, and it also makes it possible to keep the channel and the homepage free from paid promotion and all that stuff. So thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, then you find the full Awakening curriculum either on the YouTube channel or on my homepage, themore.uk. The Awakening curriculum is a free resource for you to use the Fetter work in resolving the effects of trauma and integrating insights of non-self and non-duality into your daily life and become awake.